Hey everybody, 7 o'clock Sunday evening, time for some Sunday night live chat. Glad you guys swung by again tonight. A lot of things going on. Looks like number one is here. Leo's here, ready to go. Neil's here. Charles is here. Let's see. Looks like we are connecting on Facebook as well. As always, we are live on two formats, both YouTube and Facebook, as you see me glancing back and forth between monitors for comments on both formats. Dad's here. Pete's here. And, okay, I think we're still going. There's Kevin L. If there's an issue on Facebook or YouTube, let me know. My screen just flashed and the timer started over. So I'm not really sure what just happened on YouTube, but I don't know. I guess you guys are still here. All right, there's Frank. Looks like everybody's getting their notifications, getting on and getting ready to go for this evening's live chat. Lots of things to talk about tonight. Alan from Arizona, as always, a little bit of housekeeping. Throw a share out there. Let your friends know that we are on and ready to go. There's Brian. Scott's with us on Facebook. Autocorrect, please double check your comment before you hit send. If autocorrect changed into something that I can't understand, I will have to skip it and move on to the next comment. I try to catch most comments. I don't catch them all. But I try to catch most of them. If I can't understand it or can't comprehend it, then I have to skip it. Kevin's here. Austin's on. If you're on the Nobody Show Facebook page, I cannot see those comments. This is a shared video from the Nobody Else's Auto page. If you want to comment, participate in the auctions, the drawings, anything like that, you will need to be on the Nobody Else's Auto Facebook page or the Nobody Show YouTube channel. Brian Dispatch is here. Jim is here from Lapeer. Jeff from Canada. Bert made it tonight. Ken from Michigan. Bill Disk is here. Trolls, occasionally we do get some trolls on here. You guys do a great job of running them off. I ignore them. They're trying to get my attention. You guys do a great job of running them off, reporting them. I appreciate that. Super chats are always great. And we are dealing with ads now, unfortunately. Sometimes it does let me block the ads. Sometimes it doesn't. So we just have to work around some of that. Loader Mike is here. Lee from New York's on. Michael Gagolo's here with us on Facebook. Mark from Michigan. Kenny's here. Glad you guys all made it tonight. This time of the year, you never know. There's a lot of things going on. The weather's nice, so glad that you guys do take some time out and stop by. Tweedly D made it. Perfect. Glad you got it. And anyhow, we'll go ahead and get rolling into tonight's chat. Got a full episode built for tonight, so we'll see how things go. Lots of things to talk about. The promo model, some cool badges and emblems. The raffle, the magazine, lots of stuff going on. Big Job's here. Randy made it. Billy Idol. All right. Glad you guys are all here making this what it is. There's Dennis. Because it isn't much of a chat if it's just me sitting here talking into a webcam. So I appreciate you guys swinging by and making this what it really actually is. Anyway. Last Monday's video, we'll back up a little bit. Got the final tally figured up. Frank from KC's here with us. Finally got everything tallied up and ended up with 52 cars and trucks purchased in the month of May, which is crazy. I don't think I've ever bought that many cars or trucks in 1 month. Matt's here with us. Just weird kind of how it worked out. There's the Rusty Okie, and the Buick man made it tonight. You know, some of that one deal has been hanging for a year and a half, and it just kind of happened to hit in May. Yeah, that's it. Just a lot of things just kind of lined up in May, and that's just kind of how it happened. Now I got a lot of work to do, a lot of hauling to do. I mean, I think 6 or 8 of those cars are already here. The rest of them all have to be brought in. So a lot of boogieing to do there. Lots of stuff coming in, obviously, over the next several months. This is going to be a several-month-long project. And a lot of work involved, but some cool stuff. Nowhere near, the video, I just had some quick picture clips in there. Nowhere near all of them. Some of that stuff, some of those deals were happening so quick, I didn't even think to stop to snap a picture while I was there. So Tractor Mike is here. Thought we'd just throw some of that stuff out. Adam's here with us on Facebook. So that's where we ended up for the month. So obviously we're going to have a lot of new inventory content coming up, to say the least, as we start moving some of this stuff in. And I hope you guys enjoyed that. Like I said, I just kind of patched that together because I was trying to figure out how to really announce what happened and how it all worked out. But as we start progressing some of those bigger loads, we will do some video exactly where they're sitting before we start hauling them in. Some things like that. So Pappy's here with us. So there's going to be some content as found, out in the fields, in the trees, in the buildings. There's going to be, obviously the new inventory videos as this stuff starts hitting the ground. But to help to get to this point was crazy. And there's just going to be a lot of stuff going on that it's just going to be a ton of work. So needless to say, my schedule just got even worse. I'm sure after you saw that video, that makes sense that how bad my schedule is really going to be, on top of keeping up with orders. So, and a transport, Jim, the problem with that is as you saw, most of this stuff is in the weeds and the trees, has to be pulled out of buildings, things like that. So it isn't quite that simple. So it just going to take time, and it's going to be a several month long project, but obviously we got a lot of cool stuff to check out coming up in the very near future. So obviously, if you guys caught the video Friday night, you know that we were in Tulsa this weekend for Mecum. Rollback is medium duty insurance, health card, a whole bunch of other stuff to go to a rollback. And my trailers are set up just about like a rollback. So probably just going to have to go with kind of what I've got for right now. That's true. I probably could not. I've never driven a semi, so. GOB is here. That's right. Rocky Mountain Race Week starts in Tulsa in a couple weeks. We were down there this weekend. Obviously, if you caught the video Friday night, we were at Mecum Friday and Saturday. Our good friend Jim Wicks was there. Got to hang out with him. I know he did get one on Saturday. He got a red 70 Chevelle SS hardtop. He still had a couple more on his list when we left Saturday afternoon, so not sure if he got any more of those. I did text him, but I haven't heard if he got any of the rest of those. So, but as always, had a good time and checked out a lot of great stuff. The Pete was there, Kevin L was there. It was great seeing those guys again. They helped pick out a batch of cars for the Old Cars Weekly article. Rusty Okie came by on Friday. If you didn't catch that short, be sure to go back and check out the short. Rusty Okie rolled out in his 56 Ford pickup. We did a quick short on that. So, all that stuff happened at Mecum Friday and Saturday. Now, we actually went down a little bit early. We went down Wednesday afternoon. I did work on Thursday quite a bit. Did a lot of stuff at one of our favorite places to go in Broken Arrow, Oklahoma, the Auburn Cord Duesenberg Company. I know most of you guys have seen a lot of those videos. If you haven't, be sure to check out the Auburn Cord Duesenberg Company playlist. We've got a lot of stuff on there. We shot a half dozen more videos there last Thursday on they're again, just absolutely amazing stuff. I don't know that I've ever seen that many cords in one place at one time. They had a bunch of cords they were working on. So that was pretty cool. And as always, it's great to see Doug and Adam Prey, see what they've got going on, check out what's going on in the shop. There was a car in there that a lot of you guys probably will recognize when we post this video. Several years ago, they were involved with the American Pickers with Mike Wolf on the Auburn Phaeton 6-cylinder that they had found. Nate's here with us, but I got shot for bringing 3 home in a month. Well, see, I just made you look good. Norman's here with us. I pull all the parts. I'm not like a U-wrench or anything. I pull everything. I can take you out there and show you the stuff, and if you're interested in it, then I can pull it. So, anyhow, that Auburn is back at the factory. doing some mechanical work. They are actually, if you guys remember the episode where they got it running, Mike Wolf bought the car. They pulled it out, pulled the wall out of the building, pulled it out, hauled it down to Oklahoma. They got it running, and they drove it back to the people's house that they had bought it from. The car is back at the factory, this time for a complete freshening up of the drivetrain. So we've got some content coming on that, but it's pretty cool to see that car in person. And so I know you guys are going to recognize that. Like I said, tons of cord stuff. I can't believe how many cords were in there this time, but still cool, you know, and love going there. So we've got about a half dozen videos coming up from there. Found a few things for the auctions that are going to be popping up from there. So I know you guys are going to be excited about that stuff. Looks like number one's watching some hockey again tonight. Alex is here with us. But, you know, and like I always tell you guys, it's so much fun going there. Adam and Doug Prey, great guys. Definitely keeping the family legacy alive, as well as those automobiles, the Auburns, the Cords, and even the Duesenberg stuff they've done. It's a pretty amazing place. And if you haven't seen any of those videos, it's been, when were we there? Oh, last fall. Last fall. Speaking of last fall, by the way, Eric doesn't have cable, can't get pickers anymore. Well, hopefully you remember the Auburn, because we're going to be bringing up, we'll be bringing that video to you soon. I lost my train of thought there for just a second. But anyway, at Auburn Cord Duesenberg, like I said, we were down there last fall. We had one video in the can that we did not publish. There were some issues with it, so we pulled it back down. We went through, we looked at it this weekend, and we are going to go ahead and repost it after talking to Doug and going over it. So we will have a video coming up that we put it out, and then we pulled it back down last August. And if you missed it, I think you guys are going to enjoy it. I know you guys remember the Duesenberg that Doug found a couple years ago, the Model J, the undiscovered Model J that he found up around Chicago somewhere. And, excuse me, we did a video last fall where we took it out for a spin. I went out and drove it around the parking lot. So we went through that video, tweaked it a little bit, and I will be throwing that video back up probably this week. We'll probably go ahead and put it up this week. So if you want to go for a ride in a $2 million Duesenberg, we're going to do that as well. You are correct, Matt. That is the car where the guy had passed away. So they picked up his wife and they went to the casino in it. That is the exact car, Matt. And we do have a video coming up on it. So it was pretty cool to see it in person. So stay tuned. That will be coming up soon. So we will have the driving the Duesenberg video up, and all we did is went and drove it around the parking lot. So it will, and actually the sound was kind of a mess when we did that. Did not realize this was going to be an issue. So when you see that, we did have to kind of put some music and some sound over it. The ignition coils on a Duesenberg are mounted directly to the backside of the dash panel itself. Doug had said that, but I never really thought anything about it till we looked at the clips after the fact, and they were just absolutely full of static. So it had to be from those coils mounted directly behind the dash. But we are going to take you for a ride in a $2 million Duesenberg. So, because if you guys remember, that car did sell a couple months ago, hammered at $2.2 million. So you can check that out and be sure to stay tuned, because we're going to go ahead and throw that video up. We're going to take that car for a ride around the parking lot at ACD, as well as all the videos that we shot last Thursday. So we've got 7 videos coming from Auburn Cord Duesenberg. And literally, it's going to be a little bit of everything. There's Auburns, there's a ton of Cords, and even a Duesenberg coming up over the next several weeks on videos with our good friends Doug and Adam Prey. Great control. Glad they worked out. Perfect. Glad you're here with us. Thanks for hanging out with us for a while. I'm glad that stuff made it safely. Yes, Auburn Cord Duesenberg Company is in Broken Arrow, Oklahoma. $2 million worth of static. It is kind of art, yeah. So But it is cool. So we got a lot of cool stuff coming from Auburn Cord Duesenberg. You guys aren't going to want to miss. Now, while we were there, and this is Thursday prior to the auction, our good friend Jim Wicks came over and met us at ACD. And he brought one with him that we did a video on as well. That you guys, I think, are going to flip. I think everybody's going to flip. I think the Mustang world is going to flip when we put this video out. Now, we're talking about Jim Wicks, Wikipedia, the Ford Guru, Shelbys, Cobras, Mustangs. You just call Wicks and he gives you the answer. You don't have to Google it. You Google it, you get 10 different opinions. You call Wicks and I get the right answer. So weather here's been nice so far. It was nice today. We almost saw some storms last night, but it was okay. I would love to go, Jim. That would be fun. It just hasn't worked out yet. So that's right. Definitely welcome Cantrell for hanging out with us tonight as well. But this Mustang, like I said, I don't know. I'll probably try to get the video up maybe Friday night. I've got some teasers coming out on some shorts. But it is extremely rare. Extremely rare. And this is Jim Wicks terms rare, okay? This is Jim Wicks, the guy that has been involved with 45 different Boss 429s. Around a dozen real Cobras, including his own. Shelbys, who knows how many Shelbys that guy's been involved with? Dozens. Dozens and dozens of Shelbys that he's owned or bought for other people. I mean, yeah. So this is a special car. So that's what we're talking about. That's right, Kevin L. Doug and Adam also have a twin beach out in front of their place. So just like their twin beach has a lot lower landing gear than mine does, but they do have a twin beach sitting in front of the shop right there on Elm in Broken Arrow. Yeah, that was crazy, Alex. Those Duesenbergs would do 70 in second. That's crazy how fast those cars were. So you guys are not going to want to miss this. That's how rare this Mustang is. It is an unknown car. It was just recently pulled out of the garage where it was parked in 1984 and used for a shelf. So it's awesome. You guys are going to dig it. Now, it's not perfect. It's a little rough around the edges because it is original. They literally shut the key off in 1984, and that's where it sat until Jim pulled it out and got it running and driving again and cleaned it up. And it's a pretty special car. So yeah, Rusty Ogie knows it was an unknown car in those circles. So. Couple questions about the new cup. I better get to that. Yes, the new cup is hanging in there well. It is not broke. It is not leaking. So we did, unfortunately, for you guys who were not here with us last week, we did have to retire the old Casey's cup after years of use of this cheap, thin plastic before it finally split. The interior is pretty good on that car. I was really impressed with the interior. The interior is nice. Not perfect, but pretty decent. But there again, it's been inside. So interior's good in it. So you guys are not going to want to miss that. Shooting for probably Friday night. I worked on the video last night. I want to send it to Jim, see what he thinks. And but I think we'll probably be good to go. But so hopefully next Friday night, we will be getting that super cool Mustang video up that everybody's going to be excited about. So anyway, that's kind of how this week went. I didn't get any cars picked up, so I ran out of time, but had a lot of stuff I wanted to get done down around Tulsa. Had a great trip. I went, Dad went, another buddy of ours went. Obviously hooked up with Pete and Kevin at the auction on Saturday. Rusty Okie came by on Friday. So it's always great to meet some of you guys and see some of you once again in person. Great Kitty, what are you doing? You gonna come say hi? Yes, you're gonna come say hi. Come here. Oh, here. You wanna say hi? Here you go. You wanna say hi? Meow. There. Say hi to everybody. Meow. Meow. Look, everybody over here wants to say hi. Yes, because you're a great kitty. You're a great kitty. You're a great kitty. Look, everybody's over here. Everybody's over here. You don't care. You don't care. All right, here you go. Don't get on the keyboard. No, you're walking too close to the keyboard. You need to get down. All right, there you go. Meow. Meow. Okay. Oh, great, Rusty Okie. I'm glad they enjoyed it. So you have a speaking part now. Yes. Okay. All right, let's get back on track. Since somebody disturbed us, it is you of who I speak. Yes, you. Talking about you. Meow. Okay. Let's keep moving. Let's catch a promo model, some badges and emblems, do a little story time, talk about the raffle, do some auctions. Let's keep on moving. And any other questions or comments about Meekum or whatever, go ahead and throw them up there. And we'll try to catch those as well. But always a good time. Always a good time. Tonight's promo model. From the Pete Winters collection. Yes, I did have Pete bring me a box of promos. Pete is selling some of his promos down. He's trying to focus his collection. So I did buy, how many, I actually didn't even count, Pete. How many did I buy from you? Like 8? So we're going to catch a promo tonight fresh out of the Pete Winters collection that is now in my collection. Then we're going to catch the badges and emblems as we keep moving on through things here. So tonight, for the promo, fresh from the Pete Winters collection, the 1980 Chevrolet Monte Carlo in light blue metallic. Nice promo. No box for this one, but excellent condition. Yeah, Pete thinks it was 8. That's kind of what I was thinking, but I didn't know for sure. I didn't count. Bumpers intact, lights intact, grill intact, no chips, damage. Literally all I did with this was just polish it up with just a bit of compound, and you can actually see the lights, the flash of the fluorescent lights in the roof. So it got a great shine to it. As you look inside of this car, if you guys can see it or not, it is equipped with bucket seats and a console. Hold up, ads. Hold on, let me see here. Okay, I think I got them. So yeah, if you can kind of peek inside there, you can see it does have buckets, console, floor shift. Once again, on the bottom, just a basic, plain, one-piece molded piece of plastic. All original tires and wheels. We can see, if we look at the bottom of it and the interior of it, that this is actually a painted one. This light metallic blue was painted on the body over the light blue base. So I assume that they did, when they did paint these, it was to try to show the metallic in the paint, is what I am guessing on this era. But regardless, a good looking piece. I was happy to get it. Lots more cool stuff coming that I got from Pete out of his promo collection, as well as a lot of the promos that I got at Lawrence Swap Meet. So we got a lot of cool stuff coming up. But tonight we have the 1980 Monte Carlo in light metallic blue. Oh, look at that. Didn't see that coming, did you? Look at that. Yep, you didn't see that coming. Slid it right up there. Yes, that is correct. They did go to 4 headlights, as opposed to 78, 79 being single headlight. Yes, Rusty Okie, that happened to 99% of the Monte Carlos and Regals and Cutlasses and Grand Prix that were located anywhere near any sort of a dirt track anywhere in the country. Auburn badge. Oh, yeah, look at that. So let's move on to a couple of badges and emblems, catch a little story time, keep working our way forward through tonight's episodes. And tonight we are going to go back to a pre-war badge and a post-war badge format like we have done in the past. And we're going to check out a new badge that I just got this weekend. From our good friends, Doug and Adam Prey. Rusty Okie did grow up thinking Monte Carlos were all race cars. This badge, fresh from the Auburn Cord Duesenberg factory in Broken Arrow, Oklahoma, the 1931 to 1933 Auburn grill badge. This is a cast metal piece. This one was never enameled. Dirty's here with us. This one is about 2.5 by 1.5. There's Devin. No, I don't. Actually, I do have 2 of these. I bought this one because the other one I had, I don't know, about a year or so when I was up there, a year or so ago when I was up there, I actually bought a 31 to 33 grill. So super excited about getting a 31 to 33 Auburn grill. So I put my other badge on the grill. Well, Doug had another one, so I snagged this one for me, for my badges. Even though I got one on the grill, now I got a spare one for my badge pile too. I think Monte Carlo was available in 2-tone. Sounds good. In fact, Devin, is your name actually Chris? Because I've got a payment from a Chris Bradley that I had no idea what to do with. Is that you? While we're on that subject real quick, that was something I wanted to go over on tonight's episode. So Chris Ortiz is here. I haven't seen you in a while. I'm glad you're back. Okay, that is you. Okay, so we need to sort this out because you put shirts and drawings, so I put this in the raffle and shirts. So is that supposed to be auction stuff, Chris? Because I put all the rest of that into the raffle. So I need to know. I need to know what we need to get that figured out because I've got those in the raffle cans already because it said drawing on your payment, and which is another great point, guys. When you have a different payment than what you have for your handle on YouTube or Facebook, I have no idea what that means. So please, if you go buy something different on YouTube or Facebook than what your payment's going to be, whether it's PayPal, check, money order, Western Union, I've got to know that because I'm lost when it gets here. You guys you got to remember I'm cranking 20 to 30 packages a week out of here. And when I get something that doesn't jive with anything, it doesn't jive with eBay, it doesn't jive with anything on my notepad, it doesn't jive with anything out of the auctions, I'm lost. So please, guys, work with me on that stuff. So, okay, I put it all in the raffle. So now I've got to go back in and back out the auction purchases. I got to sort through the whole raffle. See, this is the problem. Here's what happens. Now I've got to go back through, take that total, take the T-shirts out, take the auction winnings out, then figure out how many raffles there are because I put it all in the raffle because it said drawing. Then I got to dump the whole big Buick can back out, pull all those names back out, and then just leave the correct amount in. So that actually adds 20 minutes worth of work to what I'm trying to do. So please, guys, work with me on that stuff so that I don't have to do that again. So anyway, that's what we've got for the first badge, the 1931 to 33 Auburn grill badge. fresh in this week from Auburn Cord Duesenberg. And like I said, I've already got one, but I had to put it on the grill. So this now I've got a spare one for the badge collection. Now this, yeah, no problem, Devin. Like I said, just try to help me out on that stuff because it really monkeys things up because of the amount of volume that I've got going through here. Sounds perfect. We can go over tomorrow. We'll get it figured out. Now, our normal Auburn badge, this one is 28 to 30. This one 31 to 33. 28 to 30 actually had a grill shell with a radiator in the middle. So it was a grill shell frame with this badge. The 31 to 33 actually had an entire grill itself with this badge. Then the 34 to 36 was a big, huge shroud with multiple pieces to make the nose of that car. So the 28 to 30 is a great badge and a good grill shell. The 31 to 33 is as well. But the 34 to 36 is extremely difficult to make like a display piece out of it like we do with a lot of these other grill shells and grills that we talk about. So obviously happy to add that one to the collection. So it's a double whammy on Auburn badges. The next badge we're going to talk about, no caps tonight. We're going to do 2 badges. These are beautiful. I've got a handful of these in different variations that we're going to be getting to over the next several weeks. This is a 51-52 era Hudson glove box door badge. Mike from Texas is here for the Commodore 8. And I love these. I think I've got 3 different ones of these. But check this thing out. Look at the color in this. Look at the depth. This is plastic from the early 50s. It is beveled. It is not completely flat. The bright red or the almost kind of a burgundy against the gold with the chrome. It's an amazing piece. Like I said, I think there's 3 different ones of these that I got at the Lawrence Swap Meet. But these things are awesome. You can see this did have tabs on it on 4 corners. That's what mounted this into the glove box door. This was right in the middle of your glove box door as you were sitting in the car. So, yeah, it's a great piece. Glad you guys are excited about it because I know I was excited about them. No, they don't make them like this anymore. It's about 6 1/4 long by about 1.5 inches tall. So 6 inches wide by about 1 inch tall is what you're going to see while this thing was in the car. So a hard to miss piece. The detail is, like I said, amazing. I mean, it literally shows the depth in this piece. Now, when we look at the back, we can see how this is all molded in here. And then, of course, the color added to the front and then the gray put on the back. You know, there again, this was not an important part of the car. This was the emblem on the glove box door. So you think of the time and the effort and the design they put into just that, just for nothing other than the fact that it looks great. I think it's actually plastic. It feels and appears to be just basically normal plastic like we're used to today. But it is pretty. There is no doubt about it that it is very pretty. So, good looking piece. So that's what we've got for badges tonight. The 31 to 33 Auburn and the 51-52 Hudson Commodore 8. I don't know where the rest of the car is. These came out of the boxes of horn buttons and badges and emblems and ornaments I bought at the Lawrence Swap Meet. So, anyway, good pieces tonight. Glad you guys enjoyed them. How about some story time? Let's go grab that big scrapbook. Going back years and years ago to cars that Dad had when I was a little kid. There's actually 2 pages on this car. I don't know if I can just pull the pages out, if the pictures are going to stay or not. But we're going to try it. I do vaguely remember this car. It was around for a little while. Dad will probably be able to fill in a few of the gaps on this particular car, because I do know it was around for a bit. And like I said, we'll see if we can just show them to you in the pages here. On this 1965 Olds Cutlass convertible. It was kind of a pale yellow. I know it's kind of difficult to see a little bit with the reflection, but it was a pretty sharp car. Like I said, I vaguely remember this car. I don't remember a ton of the details about it, but you can see it did have buckets and console. Pretty sharp car, but you got to remember, this was a 65. These pictures were probably taken in 79, I bet. So essentially, it was like a 14-year-old used car. Today, it's like, man, that's really cool. That's a great old cruiser. This was essentially pretty much a used car at that point. But obviously, it was in great condition. It still looked good. I don't remember how long we had it, but I do remember we had to have it for a little while. Billy Bowman's here. And we've got a few more of this car as well. Right here. Now, one interesting thing, if we look here in the background, right over here, there's the 73 Riviera. That car is actually still out in the shop. Obviously, the Cutlass is long gone. Like I said, I think these pictures were taken right around 1979, 1980. And it's kind of crazy that there's the old Riviera that Dad still actually owns. See the bucket and console interior. Like I said, kind of a pale yellow, kind of a pretty car. Good driver type car. It wasn't a 442 or anything like that. Engine size, I think those were like a 330 or something. They were a small Oldsmobile V8 that the regular Cutlasses had. And I want to say it was around a 330. So that's what we've got for tonight, for some going back, some story time, digging out some old pictures of a car that Dad had years ago. Like I said, I was roughly 5 or 6 years old in this time. We did have one when he moved. Dad bought it from a guy when he got out of prison. Okay. Yeah, and that's another good point, Pete. That the convertible top is fairly similar to the stock roof line on those cars. It really didn't throw him off for a while. Dad said he did have this one for a couple of years. So that's what we've got for tonight. The 1965 Cutlass convertible in kind of a pale yellow with a black interior. Well, like I said, we need to get out in the shop, out at Dad's, get up in the attic and see if we can find the book or the box that has all of the paperwork on these cars. Dad said even painted and put a top on that car. Most of the cars in here that we're looking at, Dad thinks he's got paperwork on. So we're going to dig that out and see what he did to a lot of this stuff. We just got to get that far. Okay, let's talk about the raffle. Now, as we talked about last week, just to recap in case some of you guys weren't here, kind of a different raffle this week, or this month, excuse me. Golden ticket, the first name out of the big Buick oil can at the end of the month for the big drawing. We'll get 2 golden tickets for 2 free auction wins in July. Yes, you're going to get to pick your raffle prizes. So here's how this is going to work. Just like every month, we are filling up the Big Buick oil can with your guys' names. A lot of names in here already right out of the gate. At the end of the month, when we start yanking names out of here, the first name out of the can will get 2 golden tickets. Yes, they will get 2 free auction wins in the month of July. The second name out of the Big Buick can will get 1 free auction win for the month of July. No chocolate bars. Bill likes the idea. Good. I'm glad you guys are liking it. The third name out will get a 50% coupon for an auction win in the month of July. So 50% off of your auction win in the month of July. Now, for the bonus raffles this month, we're going to start yanking names here in just a minute. We're going to do a couple of them every month, every week. Every bonus drawing, we got a couple of bonus prizes from Charles we're going to mix in here that Charles donated, but most of the auction or the bonus drawings this month are going to be 10% coupons for auction wins. Now, your coupons can start, if I yank your name out in a minute and you want to apply it to an auction tonight, you can do that. If you want to save up to the end of the month and see if you get 2 or 3 and then take 20 or 30% off of one piece, that's fine as well. It's 10% every time your name comes out of the can. If we pull your name out of here 5 times, if you're in here enough and you saturated the can enough that we pull your name 5 times, you'll get a 50% off if you save them up. Can only use them once, obviously. If I pull your name out at 10 and you get a 10% coupon, you use it tonight, it's used up. So I hope that's clear. If there's any questions, you guys can always give me a shout. But I thought it was a cool idea. I'm glad you guys are liking it. A consolation prize of Reese's. If we actually had Reese's here, I would already be eating them. So it wouldn't work out too good. So, yeah, but I don't even know what the July auctions are because I mix it up. I get them ready on Sunday afternoon every week. So, Tractor Mike is thinking. Who's in this week? So far this week, who is in the big Buick oil can as of right now? Dennis Chapman, Rusty Oakey, Chris Bradley. We got to figure yours out. You're in there, but probably too many times. Randy Ellenberger, Austin McCoy, plus Rusty Oakey's 10 freebies from last month are in there. Because we did yank one more name at the end of the drawing last month, and Rusty Oakey won that, so he got started off. He started us off with the can. They have to be used in July, Bill. That's the only fair way I can think of doing it. But you'll have the entire month to do it. So we're going to have four weekends of auctions, 60, 80 pieces. So the only fair way I know to do it is to do it in July because I don't want to get to next January and somebody say, oh, yeah, I still have one. So they have to be used in July. That's the only way I know how to do it because I don't want to try to remember 6 months from now that somebody still has a coupon. Pete Winters, Zach Thompson, Pappy, and Kevin Brown. And Pappy, I will get you something sent back too. So I do have that. I'll get a sticker or a card or something on the way to you. So anyway, let's yank out that first 10% coupon for the month of June's raffle. You bet, Pappy. Thanks. I appreciate you being here, and I appreciate your ideas. So let's see who's going to get the first 10% coupon for the month of June. All right, here we go. Pete Winters, has a 10% coupon. So I've got a notepad right here. I'm going to jot down the 10% coupon winners every time. Now, when you use it, thanks guys, appreciate that. When you use it, I will cross you off the list. So if Pete decides to use his tonight, I'll cross it off the list. But he may wait till the end of the month and see if he gets one or two more, and then he can use it all at once too. So Pete Winners is our first 10% off coupon, and we will get another one here later tonight. We'll see how things go. But I hope this doesn't get too complicated. I hope you guys are having fun and are excited about it. But it's going to be cool doing that this month, something a little bit different. We'll see how it works out. But that's where we're starting off. Oh, by the way, let's get, as always, the bonus drawings do not affect you in the big drawing. So Pete can't win again tonight, but he's eligible again next week, and he's obviously eligible for the big raffle. But he can't get another bonus tonight, but we're putting him right back into the big Buick oil can. So we're ready to go for next week. So anyhow, ticking right along. And, hey, I guess that brings us up to auction time. You guys want to do any auction stuff tonight, or do you want to just go straight to the magazine? We did a lot of auction stuff last week. So you guys want to do auctions tonight? I got stuff ready, but if you want to just skip it, we can skip it too. We need a Hudson badge. I know that for sure. And an Auburn badge. Austin says he's broke. We can just go straight to the magazine. So, Austin, it appears as though you're getting outvoted. Tractor Mike says magazine. He says Waycamp's broke. Just sell more than Meekum, all right? Yeah, that would be a lot of stuff. Weston's ready. Chris is ready. Okay, we hold up. We got ads coming. Okay, I think I got that. All right, we'll do a few things. What the heck? If we do a few things and you get tired of it, we can skip it. Adam's ready to go. Michael's ready to go. Waycamp is ready to go. And he says he's using Tractor Mike's money, so it doesn't matter. So let's let me get a few things shuffled around here. Get a few boxes drug over here, and we'll sell a few things, see how it goes. Like I said, I didn't know after last week if anybody was even ready to do anything. Everybody is all on board for spending Tractor Mike's money. So rerun the list of 52. All right, we'll do a few auctions. We'll see how it goes. If you guys get tired of doing auctions, I've got a different magazine ready to go tonight, and we'll see how things go on time. We may even run short tonight. We'll see how things shake out. But there's definitely some guys that want to do some auction stuff, so we'll throw a few things out there, do a handful of stuff, and see how it goes, and then we'll go from there. We may shut down early. We'll just see. We'll roll with it, see how things happen. But there is something we do need to do. We're going to do at least one of these tonight because Rusty Okie donated some Chevy badges for a couple of Chevy badge bundles. So we're going to do one of those tonight, and we're going to do one next week. So we got to get some of that in and give a shout out to Rusty Okie. Dean says hit the like. Appreciate that. Okay. Just charge it all to Tractor Mike. Rusty Oakie's garage smells better with the Chevy badges out of it. All right. Let's start off with kind of a mediocre grade tag, kind of get things rolling. As always, we'll show you an item. We'll talk about that piece. We'll talk about that car. We'll show you any damage it may or may not have. We'll give you some dimensions on it. And as we're talking about that piece or that car, if it's something you're interested in, go ahead and throw a bid in up there so I know that we've got interest in it. Once we get done with the description, I will announce where the bid is at, where the high bid is at, and I will hit the timer on my cell phone. I keep it right here on the corner of the computer, right by the comments, so I keep an eye on that and can glance right over here to Facebook because we do have some guys that play along on Facebook as well. We will go 2 minutes. I will tell you when 1 minute is gone, and I will tell you when 1 minute, 30 seconds has passed so that you have 30 seconds, so you know you'll have 30 seconds left to go. Now, as always, there are delays on here. Your delay is going to depend on your device as well as your internet provider, smartphone, tablet, PC, smart TV, and your provider speed. So, but everybody has a delay. Sometimes it's 5 seconds, sometimes it's 20 seconds. Everyone is different. I don't know what they are. That's why I give you the minute 30 mark, so you know there is 30 seconds left, and it's time to be hitting it with your maximum bid at that point. No big stuff tonight. Like I said, since we did the big auction last week, didn't have any big stuff. So shipping in the 48 states will be included in all of these pieces. And if you are out of the United States, out of the continental 48 states, and you want to play along, that is perfectly fine. However, you will be responsible for getting me paid in U.S. funds as well as non-U.S. shipping. This thing kind of feeds itself. So if we spend a small fortune shipping a couple boxes out of the country, it kind of torpedoes the entire concept for everybody else. So that being said, we'll go ahead and get ready to get rolling. If you've got any questions, you can always give me a shout tomorrow, and we can sure sort it out. It's never a big deal. Be more than happy to walk you through anybody that has any issues or questions with it and get it figured out. So if you want to play along, you're not quite sure, but you see something you're interested in, you want to throw a number out there, go ahead and do that, and we'll get her figured out tomorrow if that's what we have to do. So anyway, let's start off with a couple things here. We'll start off with kind of an average license plate. Medium condition, but it's an earlier one, so it's kind of cool. And on these first couple items, I will read all bids as I see them, so you guys can kind of get a feel for what I'm seeing versus what you're seeing on your screen. So hopefully that will kind of help judge when you guys need to throw your bid in out there if we get some of this cooler stuff a little bit later that you guys are more excited about. So anyway, starting off with a great-looking patina plate that's not beat up, not rusted out, and not beat up, but has a super great look to it. Rusty Oakie's beating Leo with the first $10 bid. Going back 84 years to 1940 for this Kansas plate. Now, like I said, we've done some really nice plates. Mark at 11. This thing is kind of cool. It's got a good look to it. It's obviously still clearly legible. This was a black plate with white letters. Martin at 12. And it has a good look to it. So originally this would have been a black background with the white letters. Chris at 13. Back one also has surface rust. It's not smashed up. It's not rusted out. All the edges are still intact. No major dents or damage. Smith County, says Tractor Mike. So there again, it has a good look to it. It's not a real nice, bright, shiny one, but it's not in terrible shape either. That's kind of what makes it cool. Dean at 15. So let's go ahead and put this 1940 plate on the timer, and here we go. Um, 46 is not very common. I'll have to see. I may have some 46, but I know I do not have a lot of 46. So I will have to keep an eye on that. Adam at 15 as well, but I already had Dean at 15 over here. That was probably hung up in there is what I'm guessing. When did Kansas go from numbers to letters? I don't remember exactly when that was. It seems like sometime in the 50s. Dean at 15. $51. Okay, says Nick. One minute gone, 1 minute left to go. X-Ray Dean at 15, since I had him before Adams 15. And there's the minute 30 mark. Minute 30 gone, 30 seconds left to go. Alex at 20. Dean at 22. Pappy 21, but I got Dean at 22. We got a few seconds left. Pappy 23. And that does it. Pappy at 23. So, good start to tonight. Adam came back at 22 over there as well, so Facebook must be super slow tonight. That's what I was just going to say, Adam. That 22 didn't even pop up till well after, so yeah, you've got a bad lag over there, Adam, so I guess at least you know that for now if we get something else you like. Let's go ahead and catch another one of these cast iron wrenches. This is a super funky one. It does not have a name cast in it, but it is marked deer. That's right, Kenny. We're never stop learning. This thing is funky. Now, it does not have a name cast in it like a lot of these old wrenches have had, but this thing is super cool. The tag on it says it is marked deer, so I assume whoever identified this, it is a John Deere factory wrench, but it does not say deer on it. So, anyway, this label, whoever marked this years ago, marked it as a deer. It's got a wrench, a square, a wrench, a square. It's got a heck of a funky curve to it. So it's kind of a weird deal. The overall length on this thing, because it's not a huge giant one. Overall length to tip to tip's about 7 3/8 on the little deer wrench. So kind of a funky little deal. Dean at 15. As long as we want a beater deer with it. So let's get this thing on the timer. Dean at 15 on the little John Deere wrench. It is super funky, super cool. If you're an old tool guy, some of this stuff is just must-have pieces. It's nice and flat. It's not bent up. Somebody's repainted it at some point. But it's weird when you think about this is what they had. This is what they worked with. You know, today we're out there with battery impacts and gas-powered compressors. This is it. That's what it says, Deere 196, whatever that means. Adam at 20. So we got that one, Adam. You probably put it in when we first started, I'm guessing, but coming up on the 1 minute mark. One minute gone, 1 minute left to go. Yep, he did throw that out there as soon as we started. Coming up on the minute 30. And there it is, a minute 30 gone, 30 seconds left to go. Adam at 20 on the John Deere wrench. Getting ready to wrap this one up. I've got Adam at 20. And that does it. That did it, Adam. Dean had a 22 in there, but it was 2 seconds too late. Okay, let's keep moving along here. Let's catch a toy. Who wants to do a toy? All right. Now this toy, we actually did one of these 2 or 3 months ago, and this is not the same toy. This is not a rerun, but it is very similar to one that we did do. I actually, bought a bunch of toys at Lawrence, and there was another one in here very similar to one that we had sold 2 or 3 months back. So this is actually not the same one, but it looks very close to it. Kenny's ready for some toys. This is a Hubley. I just parked on my shoestring. I rolled my chair over my shoestring. (1942 to 1947) Ford style truck on this red Hubley. Now this was something. I don't know if it was a fire truck, a winch truck. It has this crank back here. Obviously, it has a hole right here that it is missing something, and holes back here. Now, the toy itself is in pretty decent shape. It's not chipped. It's not busted. It's not broken up. There is some scratching in the paint. The nose, you can see the jail bar grill nose, very similar to a 42 to 47 era Ford truck on the front of this Hubley. The bottom side looks pretty good. The wheels are a little bit loose. The centers have some wear to them, but they do appear to be the original wheels. Kenny thinks it was a fire truck. Could have been. Alan says it was a tow truck. Balin Wire made it tonight. All right, glad you're here, Balin Wire. We're going to do your can here in a little bit. I've been waiting for you to be on during the auction so we can do your can. So we'll do that here shortly. So this little Hubley. (9 5/8) by 2 3/4 width. On this little Hubley, was it a tow truck? Was it a fire truck? I'm not really sure. But anyway, there it is. And we'll go ahead and get rolling on it. No, it is a twin beach, a Beach 18. Mark at 10. So let's get this thing rolling. Martin at 12 on the little Hubley 42 to 47 era Ford truck. Not a bad looking truck, just missing something back here. But other than some scratch paint, even the bumper isn't broke off this thing. Glenn at 14, look at the tips on the bumpers are not even busted off of this thing. So we've got Glenn at 14 on the Hubley. Dirty at 20. Watching over here for Adam. He may have thrown a bid out there when we first started it, watching for it to come in since we're almost to the 1 minute mark. And as we hit 1 minute, I've got Dirty at 20. 1 minute gone, 1 minute left to go. Ticking away almost to that minute 30 mark on the little Hubley. And a minute 30's gone. 30 seconds left to go. Dirty at 20. Dirty going to sneak out of here with this thing for 20 bucks. It's a pretty sweet truck. Norman's had to pay bills. Yeah, I know that happens. Dirty at 20s. We're coming out of the wire on this thing, about ready to wrap it up. Kevin at 26. And that does it. That was a good shot. Kevin slid that. Big job at 29. Dirty at 30. Everybody was in there swinging. Martin at 27, but it was all too late. Kevin at 26. The next 5 seconds when it did really well, but Kevin at 26 was what I had at 200. Wow. And that came in about 156. So that was a really good shot. And nobody could react in times. Kevin at 26 on the little Hubley. All right, let's do the first badge bundle, complimentary of Rusty Okie. Then we're going to get to a can that is courtesy of Balin Wire. So, super appreciate not only your guys' support of being here and making this what it is, but your donations to the auctions, your donations to the show. I have not seen Z-Bear tonight. No, I have not. But Rusty Okie gave me a handful of Chevy badges because he wanted them out of his garage because he knew you guys liked them. So the first one, we'll do the first pair tonight. We'll do the next pair next week. The first Chevy badge, this one we've done some of them before, the 52-53 era truck side hood badge. However, this one is pretty nice. These are well known for the chrome to be basically falling off of them. Yep, I've actually got the Twin Beach, and I can't remember what brand in one of those die casts. I thought about taking it out of the package and repainting it to match mine. 52-53 era side hood badge for a truck. And like I said, the Korean chrome era, a lot of times the chrome would fall off of these. This one still has a pretty nice shine. Stud mount. It is flat. No chips or breaks. And it is 9 1/8 long. Alex at 15. Balin Wire at 20. Going with this one, Glenn will know which year this is for sure. A mid-60s C10 fender badge. Once again, in pretty nice shape. This is also a stud mount pop metal piece. You see the shine of the chrome on this one is great. The bow tie is actually kind of an argent. It's not supposed to be shiny as well as the tin. Obviously, the area behind the tin was painted red. And it is, looks nice cleaned up. About 4.5 tall and about 5.5 wide on the bow tie. So you're getting the pair of these courtesy of our good friend Rusty Okie. Let's get this thing on the timer. Here we go. Lots of bids on these things, but they do look great. Glenn at 40 is my current high bidder. Pete liked the Monty promo better after we showed it on here too. All right, Glenn at 40, 64 C10. I know it's right in that era. That's about the only difference between the 4, 5, and 6 was the badge. So, one minute gone, 1 minute left to go. Balin Wire 45 as we hit the minute 30 mark. 1 minute, 30 seconds gone. Balin Wire at 45. Just about done with this one. About ready to wind it down. Baling wire at 45. And that does it. Baling wire at 45. Kevin L had a 50 in there, but it was too late. Okay, speaking of baling wire, I've actually had this in here for a couple weeks, and you had baling wire hasn't been on. Alan's here with us. Glad Alan's with us tonight. I got to go grab something courtesy of baling wire since he's on here with us. All right. Hold up. We got ads coming on. Okay. All right. Once again, just like the last pieces, I can't thank you guys enough for your support of not only being here and being part of the chat, but the donations you guys make to the show for raffles and auctions to help support what I do here. Just like the last piece, courtesy of Rusty Okie, and we've got another batch from Rusty Okie for next week. Baling wire donated this at the Lawrence Swap Meet, and I got it cleaned up and ready to go, and hadn't seen him on for the last couple weeks, and I didn't want to do it until baling wire was here so we could give him full credit for this donation to the show. And this is a great can, guys. It cleaned up amazingly. It's a beautiful piece. I was excited about it. I think I've got it. I didn't double check because then I would have wanted to keep it, but I think I do have it. So we're going to let this one roll, all courtesy of baling wire this time. So we just saw what Rusty Okie donated, which was great. And which is awesome, Rusty Okie, that you thought to save them so we could get them out to people that would enjoy them. This one, courtesy of baling wire, and it's a beauty for the can, guys. Texaco Marfac Heavy Duty. Look at this thing. I did clean it up and polish it and wax it, but man, it came out amazing. Metal can, you can see the seam right here. Leo at 10, Dean at 10. Original lid. This did have grease in it. I did empty it. So it's not super heavy because it's not spotless inside, but I did get the bulk of it out. The red is slightly faded, but not bad. But man, this thing looks great. Dean at 11. Let's give you some dimensions on this thing. It is 6.5 by about 5.5. It's about 6.5 across the top. It's about 5.5 inches tall. Rusty Okie at 15. This was a 5-pound grease can. Glenn at 20. Dennis at 18. So it's a beautiful piece. Super appreciate baling wire for donating it. Be sure to check out his channel. Give him a subscribe. See what he's got going on. He's been a great friend of the show here as well. Can't believe you guys do this, that we're selling donations that you guys are doing to help us out. Let's get this thing on the timer. Glenn at 20 on the killer Texaco Marfac can. And we're rolling. This thing is great. It does have a few dents in it and stuff, but it's not too big a deal. Great colors. It's probably a 60s era can, considering this thing is 60 years old and looks like that. Yeah, calling that a win. Glenn at 20. And there's the 1 minute mark. 1 minute gone, 1 minute left to go. Glenn at 20. I think we've got it. So, no, I did clean the grease out of it, John. It's not spotless inside, but I got the bulk of the grease out of it. I couldn't be sitting here bouncing it around like that if it was full of grease, that's for sure. So it's essentially empty. Like I said, I didn't clean it out spotless, but I got most of it out of there. Glenn at 20. 1 minute 30 gone, 30 seconds left to go. Coming out of the wire, Glenn at 20. Hush, great kitty. Kevin, 24. Austin, 25. And that does it. Oh, Austin at 25. Kevin at a 26. Austin was shooting back with a 25 is what I had at the 2 minute mark to Austin. So that was kind of interesting there at the last second, but Austin's who I had at 2 minutes. That's the only fair way to do it. So Austin at 20, what am 25. Yep. Great kitty. You're a great kitty. Meow. And what the heck? Let's do one more donated piece that actually isn't for me. So we're going to go ahead and do that too. While we're doing donated pieces, if you guys remember, Glenn donated a box of toy trucks for Pioneer Village last week. We did the first one. We're going to do another one tonight. We've got a couple more to do. So this is nothing. This is another one of the smaller ones, kind of like kind of like what we did last week. But this thing is super funky, so I'm excited about it. Nope, the toy car on the top shelf's not for sale. Yes, Glenn, out of the box of donations from Glenn, this is being sold for Pioneer Village. When this payment comes through, that payment will be sorted into the Pioneer Village file. Donated by Glenn, this super funky little Tonka van. Check this baby out. Oh, yeah. This baby screams 1970s. Bright colors, bright stripes, big wheels. Rusty Okie at 10. It's a little over 5 inches long. It's a funky van. It is kind of like the funky van that we got coming up that we got from Glenn. It does need a wizard sticker. Balin wire at 20 is my high bidder. Let's get this thing on the timer. Balin wire at 20. All the original wheels are there. Stripes are not in bad shape. Bright green paint. Even kind of had like a rear bumper with it's supposed to have a trailer hitch on it. Sounds good, Balin wire. Appreciate it. Let's see. Adams 20 popped up over here a little late, but I've got Balin wire at 20 is who I had first. In fact, I may get a hold of you, Balin wire. I'm going to see if I can find your number. I'm going to be back up there again next weekend, I think. So. Coming up on that 1 minute mark, I've got Balin wire at 20 because it came up before Adams 20. Of course, everything's coming up before Adams bids tonight, I think, at this point. 1 minute gone, 1 minute left to go. Frank at 25. Balin wire at 30. Keep an eye out over here. Adam may have put another bid in about a minute ago that might be popping up here pretty quick. So. Yeah, they are kind of Krager looking. Minute 30's gone. 30 seconds left to go. Balin wire at 30. Great kitty. Meow. 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 Getting ready to wind this one down. I got baling wire at 30. And that does it. Baling wire at 30. Kevin had a 32 in there and it was too late. Kevin's going to have to start shooting about 4 seconds earlier. It worked once. He needs to back it up a couple seconds. Baling wire at 35, and there's Adam's 32. So everybody had more shots in there, but baling wire at 30 is what I had at the 2-minute mark. For Pioneer Village. Hey, Kitty. Okay, what else, man? We do have some cool stuff here. Let's see what we want to do next. And Glenn's going to match it. So, yeah, awesome. So, once again, Glenn is going to match that to double that donation. Not only is Glenn donating the toy, he matched the price to donate to Pioneer Village. So, which is awesome. We're probably going to get even more cars adopted next year to help them out with maintenance. We haven't done an out-of-state plate in a little bit. I got this one out a couple weeks ago, and I keep forgetting to do it, but it's pretty cool. So I want to go ahead and do this one. See what you guys think of it. It is the bicentennial 1976 Land of Lincoln, Illinois license plate. What do you think of that? I thought this was pretty cool. It is a printed plate. You can see it's on the back. It's bare metal. The raffle this month, Tim, is the golden ticket. It's a golden ticket month. The first name out of the big Buick oil cans gets 2 golden tickets for raffle or for auction winnings in July. So you get to pick 2 prizes for this month's raffle. Tractor Mike at 5, Alex at 20. This is roughly a standard size plate. Whoops. If I don't bend it up here, it kind of popped on me. It is metal on the back. This is printed on the front with the red, white, and blue. But the Land of Lincoln Bicentennial 1776 to 1976 license plate. Yep, I'll break it. I didn't break it. It's metal, so it's all good. See, good to go. Let's get this thing on the timer. Alex at 20 on the Bicentennial Illinois plate. Awesome, Glenn. I appreciate that. Yeah, usually tags aren't quite that flimsy. Usually you can beat yourself with them, and you can smack it on the bench. It ain't gonna hurt nothing. But this thing's pretty thin. That's true, Kenny. I hadn't thought of it. It is coming up on 50 years old. One minute gone, 1 minute left to go. Alex at 20. One minute, 30 seconds gone. 30 seconds left. Alex at 20. Just about ready to wind this one up. Alex at 20. Pappy at 23. And that did it. Pappy slid in there at 23. Alex came back at 25, and it was too late. How about a regular cap? We haven't done any caps yet tonight. For our Chevy fans, I'm not sure what year this is. I'm thinking 37, 38-ish, but don't... Yeah, Alex, and that's right. Alex does send a check at the end of the month for everything, and they got their... Sometimes those get here quicker than that bid did, so... I think this is late 30s on this Chevy cap. Good-looking dog dish cap for our Chevrolet fans. Now, it does have some dings and dents in it. It's got, you know, the sand rash around the edge of it from years of use. This is a steel-based cap with a chrome cap on it. Does have a crack in it over here. It's a great wall hanger. You could repaint the inside of the bow tie blue and really make it stand out. It is 9 inches in diameter on the little Chevy bow tie dog dish cap. So, like I said, I think it's late 30s, so let's go ahead and get this one rolling. On the Chevy cap, here we go. Where's it going? There we go. Let's get her straight there so it looks like something. Alex at 20. Coming up on that 1 minute mark. Alex at 20, the only bid we've got. Just past the 1 minute mark, a little under a minute to go. Balin wire at 25 as we hit the minute 30 mark. Alex at 28. I think Kevin was shooting for 26, but I had Alex at 28. Kevin 25. We got a few seconds left if Kevin's going to take another shot, but I've got Alex at 28 as of right now. Kevin at 29 as it went to 200. He got it snuck in there. Kevin at 29, just barely, but he got it in there. Okay, let's catch a couple more pieces here. Let's do another one of these cool horn buttons. For our Ford fans, this is a nice one. It's got a little bit of a whammy over here on one side, but nice depth, nice colors. Late 40s era on this Ford badge. This is a plastic horn button. Alan at 10. Oh, perfect. Appreciate that, Rusty Okie. I meant to ask you that and I forgot, so glad you did. Thanks for taking that to him. Like I said, I think this is 46, 47, 48-ish. You see on the back where this is all molded in here. Nice gold colors, nice depth to it, nice Ford script. 3 inches in diameter on the little Ford button. Alan's starting us off at 10. Let's go ahead and get this thing going. And there we go. We are live and on the timer. Yep. Plastic in 48. Waycamp at 15. I think that era they were there for a few years. One minute gone, 1 minute left to go. Waycamp at 15. Minute 30 gone. 30 seconds left to go. Waycamp at 15. Great kitty. Great kitty. What are you doing over there? Rusty Okie at 17. Big Job at 22. Rusty Okie at 23. Few seconds to go. Pete at 26. And that does it. Big Job had a 25 in there at the 200, and Pete had a 26 that covered it. So Pete at 26. All right, that was fun. Got a little interesting there towards the end, but that's what's fun about this. You never know what's going to happen. Let's catch another badge. This is an outside badge. This one, I don't think we've done one of these before. I've got some, but I've never had enough extras to sell. This is a really cool piece. I'm a big fan of these. I probably wouldn't even be selling this one because it's so nice. Other than the fact I spent so much money on those boxes of badges that I got to sell most of it. I can't keep extras out of it for sure for what I had to pay for it. This is off of about a 50 Studebaker, 50-51 era Studebaker, the bullet nose cars. This is the Studebaker badge that went right on the top of the hood of that 50-51 era Studebaker. It was kind of recessed in the front edge of the hood. This one is a stud mount. The back is even nice on it. Still has a nut on it. The back is clean. It's not all rotted away or nasty. Nice. You can see all the nice, fine, clean detail in this badge. It's about 2 3/4 wide across the top. Alex at 25. And it is about 2 1/8 tall. But a cool looking piece. Rusty Okie knows a Studebaker Hawk now. Let's get this thing on the timer. Here we go. Alex at 25. I don't really collect them. I've got a lot, but I don't really have a collection of them per se where I've got them displayed. Like I've got some of my nice enamel badges kind of displayed, things like that. So Alex at 25 on the Studebaker badge. Rusty Okie at 27. Ads. Let me get these ads wiped out. There we go. Hey, what are you doing? What are you doing? We're going to auction you off? What? What? Alex at 30. Meow. One minute gone, 1 minute left to go. Alex at 30 on the Studebaker badge. Meow. 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 Coming up on that minute 30 mark. And there it is, a minute 30 gone, 30 seconds left to go. Alex at 30 on the Studebaker badge. Gray Kitty's being a pest. Yes, you're being a pest. We're busy. Coming down to the wire on this one, Alex at 30. And that did it. Alex at 30. What? What? All right. What? What? Come here. What? You want to make another appearance? You're coming up during the auctions. You want to get sold or what? Goofball. Goofball, you're purring. You're making a lot of racket. You're making a lot of fur. Hey. Hey, goofball. Oh, look, yes. Oh, you want attention. That's all you wanted. You didn't want to sit on the floor. You want to be up here baby, in the middle of everything. Yes, because you're a lunatic. Yes, all right. You can't be, no. You can't just take over. Are you going to let go? No, apparently not. Okay, this isn't going to work. This is not going to work. Hey, this isn't, okay, you need to. Do you mind? Do you mind? Do you mind? Can you let go? Okay. All right, come on. You've got to let go. You got to let go, moron. What are you doing? Okay, you got to let go. Ow! Yeah, no kidding. There's the new t-shirt. Hey! Hey! Okay, you're really turning into a problem tonight. You know that? No, you can't bite. I'm trying to get you off. There we go. Okay. You're unhooked. Let go. You got to let go. Ow! Okay, you got to let... Hey! Yeah, oh, now you're getting mad. Yes. You're the one creating this problem. There we go. Okay, now you... Ow! There, down. Finally. All right, we got sidetracked. All right. Yeah, she keeps that up. She might be for sale. Okay. Yeah. It was turning into a pain because she wouldn't let go. It was funny there for a second, but she wouldn't let go. That was a problem. All right, let's catch a few more auction pieces as we're working our way towards that new magazine for tonight. Let's catch another plate. You stay over there. Yeah. Oh, did I ruffle up your fur? Yeah, I ruffled up your fur, didn't I? You'll get over it. All right. Let's back up a few years. Go back to 1933. On this Kansas truck plate. Original paint, a little bit of paint loss down here along the bottom, and a little bit on some of these numbers. This is originally a dark blue plate with white lettering. It's a sharp plate. Nice and flat, nice and straight, not rusted out, not beat up, just a little bit of paint loss. Great patinaed look to it. Super cool looking plate. Going back 90 years to this 1933 Kansas truck plate, T69. This is the longer, narrower ones. Yeah, it has a good look to it for sure. Adam at 20, I think on this. Was that 20 on this, Adam? Because that was a little too quick to show up. So Weston at 20. I think I have Adam at 21st. 14 and a half across on this one. And 4 3/8 tall. So Adam at 20. Dean at 25. Tractor Mike at 25. Let's get this thing on the timer and get moving. Current high bid is Dean at 25. Weston at Double W at 32. Yeah, I haven't heard from Norma in a while. Oh, yes, your fur is all tussled up, isn't it? Yeah, your fur's all tussled up, isn't it? Wham. Coming up on the 1 minute mark, Double W at 32. 1 minute gone, 1 minute left to go. Adam at 33. Dean at 33. I had Adam first at 33. Dean at 34. And there's the minute 30 mark. 30 seconds left to go. Minute 30 gone. Dean at 34. Coming down to the wire, about ready to wind this one up. Dean at 34. WW at 35. Alec at 45. Alex slid a 45 in there at the last second. And like 159, I had Double W at 35 and Alec at 45, both at like 159. Wow, that was interesting. Adam was still shooting again, but Alec at 45 comes out of nowhere and blows that one out of the water. Number one, inviting the guys from American Rod Shop over again. Appreciate you guys being here. Yeah, now Alex says hello. Let's catch another cap. And this baby, you're going to need some sunglasses for, because this one's going to blind you. Just going to forewarn you. In fact, put another little shine right to it. A couple water spots on it. Don't want any of that. Polish this baby up just a bit more. Big Job's got his on because it's going to get blinding. This is from the late 40s, 1946 to 48 era. Nope, not a 38 Ford truck grill. 46 to 48 era. DeSoto. Yeah, check that baby out. Look at the shine on that. Look at the lights reflecting off of that. It's got a few dings and dents, but man, this thing overall, great wall hanger. I didn't repaint any of this. Obviously, this DeSoto here would have been red. It is stamped in. It is recessed, as well as this line around here, which was also red. it could be displayed the way it is, or if you repainted the red area, this thing would really pop. It's a sharp looking cap. Back of it looks nice, clean, solid. I mean, this thing's probably good enough to be used, but you know, it's DeSoto, it's different, it's unique, it's not one you see all the time. That's what makes it cool. Let's give you a dimension. Security mirror, that's a good idea, Leo. This one is about 11 inches in diameter. So this is a little bit bigger. Most of these are around 10 that we do. So most of them are in the 9 to 11 range. So this is on the larger side of it, but it would kind of make a security mirror. We can see our friends right over here on the Facebook screen. But great looking cap. So let's go ahead and get this one rolling on the timer. Nobody's jumped in on it yet, which kind of surprises me, but we're going to get it on the timer. We're going to get rolling because I got a feeling somebody will. It's such a unique piece and a good looking cap. Going to look amazing on somebody's wall. Alan is starting us off at 10 on the DeSoto cap. Dean at 10. Leo at 10. Kevin at 10. Chris at 11. Adam at 10. Chris finally breaks it up at 11. Holy cow, that was a lot of work to get to 11. Mark at 20. There's where we should have been. That's where I figured we would have started. Chris at 21. We're rolling away on the DeSoto cap. Chris at 21. One minute gone, 1 minute left to go on the super shiny DeSoto cap. Nice, clean, all that stamped in there. Repaint that thing is really going to pop. Put water in it for your dog. Wear it for a hat. Be a space alien. Chris at 21 as we're coming up to the minute 30 mark. Kind of curious about this. It's a great cap, and I wonder if there's going to be some snipers on this one. We're going to find out in 30 short seconds because the minute 30's gone, 30 seconds left to go on the DeSoto cap. Alan at 25. Kevin at 34. Few seconds left. Chris at 26, but I've got Kevin at 34. And that does it. Kevin at 34. Good looking piece. Okay, what's everybody think? We want to do a couple more? We want to move on to the magazine? What do we want to do, guys? You tell me. We got plenty of stuff here. We want to do a 2 or 3 more. We can head on into the magazine. If there's something specific you guys want to see, we'll see if we got something in the box. Austin is not messing around. He wants more. What do you guys think? Dirty wants more. Norman's already out. Michael's ready for the magazine. But most people, we'll do a couple more auction pieces. Lots. Not tonight. I don't have any Tootsies. I've got some over there I need to grab. And I got more Tootsies out in the shop, but nothing else in here tonight. So the broke guy just yelled more. All right, let's grab 2 or 3 more here real quick. Okay. I got 3 more pieces here. We haven't done a grease cap yet. I think we've sold some of this style before, but we'll go ahead and slide it in. And we'll do a license plate and a can. And then we'll go ahead and get moving on to the auctions. Or excuse me, the magazine. So I got 3 more pieces here real quick. We'll knock these out. I'm going to clean this up a little bit. It's a little crusty. And then we're going to move on to the magazine. Like I said, we've got a different magazine tonight. We're going to take a break from the automotive trade journals and mix it up a little bit. So we're not doing the same thing every week, but we're still going to have a lot of fun doing it. So let's catch this grease cap, a license plate, and an oil can, and then we'll move on. I just realized we haven't done any grease caps tonight. So okay. Like I said, I think we've done some of this style before, but this one's pretty straight. So I hope you guys like it. I think it's Chrysler. Now I'm confusing myself as to what it is. I think it's a Chrysler. Good looking cap. Very exotic looking symbol. It is scraped over here a little bit. It is smooth all the way around. The hex part is on the back side of it. It is internal thread. It's got some other trash stuck in there. This one is about 3 3/4 in diameter on this Chrysler grease cap. Probably 30, 31-ish. You guys are getting thirsty. Yep, you are getting thirsty. So we better throw you some badges up there. Get wound up for these last couple pieces we're going to squeeze in yet tonight. If we've got any action on the Chrysler grease cap. I don't have any bids yet. Maybe we've done too many of these. I don't know. I thought we had done a couple, but I don't remember. But it was laying here. We had not done a grease cap. So you guys tell me we can skip this and move on to something else. But I just realized we hadn't done a grease cap, so I grabbed this. Waycamp's going to roll with it at 10, so I guess we'll go with it. Let's go ahead and get boogieing. Waycamp at 10 on the Chrysler grease cap. So we are live. Let's get rolling with it. We'll catch a couple more pieces after this and then move into tonight's magazine. Michael at 22. Coming up on the 1 minute mark, Michael Glagola at 22 on the Chrysler grease cap. Minute 30's gone. 30 seconds left to go. Michael at 22. Kevin at 23. Coming out of the wire, Kevin slid a 23 in there. And that was enough to do it. Kevin snuck that 23 in there at the end. All right, we're going to do one more quart. It's not a super old one, but it is a super cool one. It is a composite. Does not have a barcode. I think it's from the 70s. It is full, so if it's picked up, I'll leave it full. If I have to ship it, I have to drain it. From the Fina company, and this is not one you see very often. I think I got some gray kitty fur in my mouth. But it's a great looking can. Rusty Okie at 10. Fina CT Universal Motor Oil. This is a quart. It is brand new. I will drain it from the bottom. It is a composite. Amazing colors. Like I said, I think it's 70s. There's no barcode on it, but it is a composite can. Amazing condition. I'll poke 2 holes in the bottom of it if I have to drain it to ship it, but definitely not one that you see very often. These composite cans are not surviving. This is a great colored can with color on the top and a beautiful piece. So let's get this thing rolling. Rusty Okie starting us off at 10 on the Fina quart. I don't know if Fina's Canadian or not. No, it says Dallas on the back. American Petroleum, Dallas, Texas. There's Mary stopped by to say hi tonight. Rusty Okie at 10. Mary at 15. Norman at 12. I got Mary at 15. Coming up on the 1 minute mark. Beautiful can. Great condition. Great display piece. 1 minute gone. 1 minute left to go. Coming up on that minute 30 mark. Minute 30 gone, 30 seconds left to go. Mary at 15. Great looking can, great colors. I wonder if there's going to be snipers out there who do big job. Not really sure, but it's a good looking piece. We're going to find out here shortly because we're coming out of the wire. Mary at 15. Austin at 20. Mary at 21. And that does it. Mary at 21. Austin came back at 22, but it was 2 seconds too late. All right, we'll catch one more license plate, and then we're going to move on to the magazine. Stepping up to something a little bit different tonight in the magazine. So, hold up, we got ads. All right, I think I got them. One more license plate going way back. Probably the best license. It is the best license plate of the night, actually, come to think of it. So I hope our license plate guys are ready to bid because this is a beautiful piece. Especially considering it is over 100 years old. Yes, going back all the way back to an original paint 1920 Kansas plate. Look at this thing. 104 years old. Look at the condition on this thing. Yes, it's got some scuffs. Yes, it's got some paint loss. It's straight. It's not beat up. It's not rusted out. It's flat. Good looking piece. Original, sharp looking plate. Like I think the best plate of the night. Lots of bids coming in on this thing already. The KAN over here, this did not have a year on it, but it is 1920 on this particular one. And what do we got here? Waycamp at 31. Mary at 35. Mary at 35 as we hit the timer and go. Tractor Mike at 36. Waycamp at 37. Mary at 40. 104 years old and looks this good. Tractor Mike at 42. Mary at 45. Waycamp at 44. It is kind of gangster. Yep. The color and then the way that the letters are stamped on the KAN. Tractor Mike 47. So the coloring and then the font. So Mary at 50. Waycamp 49. Mary at 50. 104 years old. Original paint. I told you it was a good one. 1 minute gone. 1 minute left to go. Mary at 50. Keep an eye out for bids. Coming up on the minute 30 mark, Mary at 50. Tractor Mike at 51. Just hit the minute 30 mark. Just under 30 seconds left to go. Mary at 55. Coming out of the wire, just about ready to wind it up. Mary at 55. Nick at 62, and that does it. Nick had a 62 hanging in there. Woo-hoo. Nick comes out of nowhere with the left hook with a 62. But it is a great looking plate. I told you guys, we saved the best one for the last one tonight. It is a good looking piece. So awesome plate. Thanks for playing, guys. Had a lot of fun with it. All right. Got to get some things resituated. It was a great auction tonight. And it was great because of all you guys playing along and having a good time. Had a lot of fun with it, which is the whole purpose of it. Let's get reshuffled around and let's get into tonight's magazine. Going to mix things up a bit. We've been spending a lot of quality time for good reason with our automobile trade journals, both this one from 1913 as well as one of the ones that Glenn donated to us from 1934. These magazines have been absolutely amazing. I love checking them out. I love the time we've spent with them. However, I don't want to just stay on those. We're going to go back to them. Don't get me wrong. There's so much amazing stuff in there. We're not going to forget about them, but I wanted to shake it up a little bit, kind of mix some other things in so we're not just doing the same thing every week. So what we're going to do tonight, an era that we visited a lot earlier in the chats a couple years ago, but we've kind of neglected it, so I kind of wanted to get back to the 1950s. Pappy's got to jump off. Glad you were here with us tonight. To 1957, the September 1957 issue of Hot Rod Magazine. Full color cover, but not a lot of color inside of it at this point in the game yet. But there is some cool stuff in here. So we're going to do this magazine tonight and probably next week, and then we'll take a week or so and go back to one of the automobile trade journals and kind of keep flipping around, but having some fun with it. So tonight, let's get into this September 1957 issue of Hot Rod Magazine with a cover price of 35 cents. Perfect, Austin. Awesome. Glad you were here. So let's go ahead and start flipping through this one to something that a lot of us have heard about over the years. There were some really cool pictures in here. Even though they are black and white, we are going to check them out. The Pikes Peak Hill Climb of 1957. Check this stuff out. That's what's so great about doing these old magazines. Look at the history. Look at the pictures. We get to see what's going on. We get to look at it with 20/20 hindsight, and it's pretty cool stuff. So let's go through a couple of these pictures here real quick. Over here under the banner, 1957 Plymouth. Now, on the other side, what was really interesting was the pictures of the Hot Rod Magazine Special. 1957 Ford Custom two-door post. Now, tell me it wouldn't be awesome to find this car today. 1957 Ford two-door sedan with a supercharger on it. Yes, they did have superchargers back in that day. This one is on a two-door sedan built for the Pikes Peak Hill Climb. Pretty cool stuff. And we're just getting started. Most of those cars were probably sticks. On the next page, the Black Widow. Now, we've all heard of the Black Widow. Seeing a real Black Widow, I mean, there were only a handful of them made. There's plenty of them out there now. You see them on a very regular basis. You know, they're all recreations. But this is a real deal, in action, Black Widow. Yes, the 1957 Chevy 150 two-door sedan, factory fuel injected. So that one I thought was pretty neat to actually see an action shot of that car. Now, the next picture, it doesn't say much about, but we can speculate as to what this thing's packing for power. 1957 Pontiac two-door sedan. Now, more than likely, this is a Chieftain, probably a 3-speed manual. And 57, I doubt that that was a Fuelie. Well, it couldn't have been because it said the Chevy was the only fuel-injected car there. So the Pontiac, I'm going to guess, was packing a 347 with 3 deuces. And then I'm betting probably a 3-speed manual. So more than likely, this 57 Chieftain two-door sedan was probably a 3-deuce 347. Even though fuel injection was available on Pontiac in 57, it stated this was the only fuel-injected car in the field. So the Pontiac, I'm guessing, was packing a 347 with 3 deuces. Now, not only did they have stock production cars, but they actually had full-blown race cars as well competing. So we see the actual open wheel, almost sprint car looking type cars, but check out the starting line banner with the Mobil Pegasus on it. Saucony Mobil Oil Company. Just some pretty cool stuff. But that's why we do this. That would be an amazing shop banner. Hudson badge. Up next, a couple of tech articles. That's right, all on Bias Ply Tires. Tech articles. Now, in today's world, if we're trying to figure out how to do something, we're really not sure how to do it. We kind of have an idea, but we don't know the little intricacies of a certain process. What do? We do exactly what we're doing right now. We jump on YouTube and we look it up. Back in 1957, you don't have that option. So that's what's so cool about these next two articles. We're not going to spend a ton of time on them, but I want to show you the YouTube mechanic of 1957, because you couldn't just punch it in and watch a video on it. So what they did is they actually did them in magazines, and they showed it step by step. The first one is lowering practical. If it can be done right, but can seriously affect ride and handling if done the wrong way on lowering your car. Is lowering practical? Obviously, we couldn't just whip our phone out and shoot a video of it. They had to actually take still pictures of the process and walk the readers through the technical side of what they were doing. And the next one is even more in depth. Has the performance of your Ford or Merc lost its sharp edge? Could be time to fix that four-barrel. Yes, overhauling the four-barrel off the top of your Y-block, step-by-step process. The YouTube of 1957 on how to overhaul your Ford four-barrel carburetor. Step-by-step, full parts breakdown. Let's see, I don't know if it says what brand this was, but it literally is step by step. Pause for screenshot. There you go. Yeah, it's been a long weekend for me too, so that's why I'm yawning so bad. But we're gonna check out a few pages in here, then we'll get it wrapped up a little early tonight, probably. Joe's Classics is here on Facebook. Glad you've been here. So Joe is on with us on Facebook. Joe's Classics hasn't been checking in much, but wanted to say hi to everybody. So glad Joe's Classics stopped by for a minute. As we go to yet another 2-page spread on overhauling your four-barrel Ford. T-shirt had that first diagram. So I thought that was super cool. I mean, it kind of, we're used to just boom, play YouTube today, and that's how they did them back then. Yep, don't want to sell this one, I don't think. But super cool to go back and check it out. Some great pictures on the next couple of pages from El Mirage. Yes, when you weren't racing at Bonneville, you were racing at El Mirage with the Southern California Timing Association for top speed runs. And these pictures are just awesome. It's only a 2-page spread. There again, that's the other thing with the internet. You can write an article on anything, and they can post it anywhere. Back in the day, they only had so much real estate in these magazines to cover what they needed to cover every month. So, yeah, I know, big job. Sorry, guys. Try not to put everybody to sleep. But check these cool pictures out. The next page is also, everything in here is super cool, really. But there again, we're going back to 1957. A lot of us watched drag racing, have for years. The Y-Block guy on YouTube just finished racing there a couple weeks back. And we're used to 2 cars pull up, stage, pre-stage, stage, yellow lights, green, boom, you go. 1957, you didn't have that yet. You literally had a starter. And that's what this article is called. It's a one-page deal, Drag Strip Gymnastics. It takes a lot of hard work to make a good starter. Here's some of them in action. Check these out. I'll have to hold these up close so you guys can get a good look at them. Crazy to think that back in the day, that's just how it was done. Guy standing out there with a flag, bumping them in, jumping up and down, dropping the flag, and there they went. Now, the next couple pages is a very interesting car. It's entitled Pipe Dream, and it is actually the cover car. From right over here, this car right here is what we're going to talk about next. It is a race car. Entitled Pipe Dream. The problem wasn't where to put the Lincoln, but how to route the headers. This magazine is done, this article is done in a green tint. It is not color, but it is not black. It is done in a green tint. Great kitty, you made a mess over here. I got fur in my mouth. Ted Cooper, Imperial Beach, California, had many problems in building his Lincoln-powered Model A Ford drag coupe. The top is chopped, the body's channeled, the fenders were raised on the body. The front end is quite orthodox, a 34 Ford axle. The 351 Lincoln V8 is bored with a Howard cam, mushroom tappets and tubular push rods. F8 Ford truck rocker arms give it an inch or 1.5 to 1 lift ratio. Buried in headers is the Crower log manifold nursing 6 Stromberg 97s. So this thing is really cool. And it's also, as we start looking at these pictures, I'm going to point some things out. So there it is. The Lincoln is tucked, obviously clear back under the cowl on this coupe. So that's why they routed the headers forward. We can see how it's chopped and channeled and sectioned with the raised fenders right here in this side shot. You can see a little bit over here as well. Here we see our front suspension, where they're, for the time, pretty standard 34 Ford axle. Obviously, we've got our fuel tank here. But look at the inside shot on this thing. Let me see if I can just fold this back. Okay, look at our interior shot here. This thing is literally a seat, a steering wheel on a shaft. Your gauge panel was right down here on the floor. We can see somewhat of a roll bar, roll cage type deal set up here. And this is what these guys were going down the track in. Kind of crazy to think that that's what it was. But that, and it was a beautiful car, but safety third type of thing, I guess, you know. Now we're going to catch one more article. Going to get us about to the halfway point of this magazine. Then we're going to go back and catch a few ads, and we'll go ahead and get ready to wrap things up tonight. That's true. They probably did have an ashtray in there. One more article that we want to catch, and this is there again. We got to remember we're in 1957, September of 1957, so only halfway through the year, and this is a custom 55 Chevy. So this car barely 2 years old, and it is a highly customized 55 Chevy. Now, think about that. Today it's 2024. This is like taking a 2022 and completely modifying the look with a different grille, different headlights, different taillights, different side trim, all the way to this level. Obviously, we can see the Oldsmobile headlights Frenched in here, the Corvette grille. We see different side moldings on the side of the car. We see the taillights are heavily modified. So this, I mean, and obviously this car is done and completed. This is a September of 57 magazine, so it probably came out in August. So this was probably shot February, March of 57. So this car had to essentially been basically hacked on when it was almost brand new to have this car done and completed at this point in 1957. I don't think it had cooling lines, actually. We'll check here in just a second, but I don't think it had any. I think it was strictly just for a quarter mile, and I don't think it had a radiator. We'll double check. But kind of crazy to think the amount of customization on this car in a year and a half. So let's flip back to that coupe real quick. Yeah, it basically, I don't think it had a radiator because when you look at this shot right here from the side, there's nothing there. I think this, in the size of this fuel tank, I think this was strictly set up for fired up, go to make a quarter mile hit, and that's about all you did with it. So let's go back, catch a couple of ads. Speaking of ads, here they come. Starting right inside the front cover with a legendary company that we're all familiar with. And it's a great ad. Full page for Isky. Ed Iskandarian cams. Iskandarian equipped cars hold every major speed record. World's fastest drag car, 889 at 169. Sports car records. Bonneville records. Check out all the cool stuff on here. Still using the full name, Ed Iskandarian, in the title of the company. Obviously well known as Isky today, but back then still Ed Iskandarian. This is another great period ad here. And also shows some of the technology that we were starting to see coming across the board at that point from Stuart Warner. Accurate readings and custom styling across the board. Stuart Warner instrument gauges and complete panels. Now, obviously, we're all familiar with Stuart Warner gauges. Lots of them aftermarket stuff. They've done a lot of OE stuff. They were the standard at that point. Something that a lot of people were not very familiar with at that point in time. Something that was definitely different. Right down here at the bottom. Electric fuel pumps from Stuart Warner in 1957. That I thought was a little bit interesting. Something a little bit different. This next page, we get 3 for 1. This magazine is 1957. September of 57 is when this magazine came out. This next ad, we got 3 pages or 3 ads on one. The Macau Enterprises helmet, Chet Herbert cams, as well as the new competition kits. Get the facts now from Latham Aerial Flow Superchargers. This is a win-win-win on this page. The old school helmet ad, Chet Herbert cams, rotor race, as well as Latham Superchargers. Yeah, there's just some home run ads in here. The next one, Mallory. Mallory Premium Spark Plugs. New design, new performance, new longer life. Mallory spark plugs. Even a little bit of color on this ad. Any color in this era was a big deal and expensive. So just to add some color to it made this a pretty pricey ad. The next page, master all engines in one modern shop method home training course, auto mechanics and diesel. Check this out. From National Schools Technical Trade Training since 1905. And we're going to catch one more ad, do a couple more things, and then we're going to get ready to wrap things up for tonight. The last ad we're going to check out from Peterson Publishing. The Peterson Publishing Company, Los Angeles, California. The Peterson Automotive Group. Motor Trend, Motor Life, and Hot Rod. The man who drives more buys more automotive products and services. That's why your advertising discovers fertile sales ground in Peterson Automotive Group magazines. Each year, the PAG reader drives 6,000 miles further than the average motorist, and he's 4 million strong. America's huge bonus market for automotive products. Advertise with PAG, the Peterson Automotive Group, Motor Trend, Motor Life, and Hot Rod magazines. See you later, Rusty Okie. Good to meet you this weekend. That's true. Number one, National Geographic had amazing car ads. So that'll get us to a stopping point in the magazine for this week, the September 1957 of Hot Rod. We will finish this one up next week, and then we'll work a little bit more of those automobile trade journals into the chats as well again. One other thing we do need to do yet tonight is we do need to yank one more name out of the Big Buick oil can for a 10% off coupon for any auction from now to the end of July. So let's grab one more name out of the Big Buick oil can. Then we'll talk about what's coming up this week, and we'll get ready to wind things down. Pete's already got one tonight, so he's out. Let's yank one more name out of here real quick. Get them on the list. And Chris Bradley on a 10% off coupon for now through the end of July. So we'll keep this list going. We're going to keep adding some names to that list. We're going to draw some more out over the next few weeks for 10% coupons. And then at the end of the month, we're going to give away some golden tickets for the raffle for auction wins in July. We're going to put this name right back in the can because these don't hurt you in the big raffle. Except I dropped it and I can't pick it back up. We're going right back into the main drawing for next month's raffle. So, almost forgot about that. Wanted to squeeze that in as well. And what else is coming up this week? Like I've been telling you, we've got a lot of cool things coming up. Toy Tuesday, we've got another viewer box, and it's a big viewer box. I don't even know if we'll get through this entire viewer box, but we'll try to start on that viewer box for Toy Tuesday this week. I'm really excited about the Driving the Duesenberg video. I was really kind of disappointed when we had to make some changes to it. But after Doug and I talked about it, looked at some things, made a few tweaks, I think we're both happy with it. The car does have a new owner now. When we shot the video, it was still owned by the gentleman that had taken it that had bought it after Doug found it. The car did sell a couple months ago, hammering at $2.2 million. So we are going to take you for a ride with us in a $2 million Duesenberg at Auburn Cord Duesenberg, and we'll try to get that video up this week. Obviously, I have an insane amount of new inventory videos to do, and the awesome Mach 1 that Wix found, to me, it's a knock your socks off car. Hopefully, we will get that video up for Friday night. If not, some of this stuff may shake out until next week, but within the next few weeks, all of those videos will be up, as well as, like I said, tons of new inventory. We've got all the other Auburn Cord Duesenberg videos shot that we'll get finished up, get those in the can, and try to video some of the stuff that's been coming in. Plus, I'm going to try to get out on some of these places where I bought some of those big loads last month and try to get you some as found type content as well. And it's going to be a lot of fun. So we have a crazy amount of stuff coming up. So you're going to want to pay attention and check that stuff out as well. But like I said, we will catch some Toy Tuesday live on Tuesday evening and probably bust into at least part of that viewer box is kind of what I'm thinking, because those are always fun to see what's in those. So, but with that, we're going to go ahead and wind things up. We're a little bit early tonight, and that's fine. We didn't have as many people on tonight, but we still had a good time, and I super appreciate all of you guys stopping by and making this what it is and being part of this. We have a lot of fun with the auctions. Your guys' feedback, your knowledge, your participation is super much appreciated because it wouldn't be anything without it. So I thank all of you for making this what it is. With that, we're going to wind this thing down. Hope everybody has a great week. We're going to see some of you live Tuesday night on Toy Tuesday. But if we miss you Tuesday night, we definitely sure hope to see you all right back here. More of the Johnny Carson comments. I appreciate that. That still just floors me that you guys, Brian's the best show around. I can't believe that you guys think that highly of what we do here. But it does mean a lot. I do appreciate it. Those are very, very kind compliments. Don't really think that we're quite at that level, but I do try to do a good job for you guys. So those comments and support are definitely appreciated. So with that, we hope to see some of you Tuesday night on Toy Tuesday. But if not, we sure hope to see you right back here. Same bat time, same bat station, 7 o'clock next Sunday night for some more Sunday Night Live chat. Have a great week, everybody. Do not miss this week's videos. They're going to be awesome. We'll see you next Sunday. Thanks for watching, everybody.